As we saw in the previous video, when we multiply by the conjugate of a binomial with a radical in it, and the conjugate being a fancy name for the other factor in a difference of two squares, the radicals go away. So we're going to multiply the bottom of this fraction by its conjugate, which would be 3 minus the square root of 2. So let's try this now. We're going to multiply top and bottom by 3 minus the square root of 2. And when we do that, again, I will go ahead and use the box to show it, although you'll eventually get to where you know the pattern and don't need the box. But let's go ahead and use the box. So we have 3 plus the square root of 2 and 3 minus the square root of 2. And when we do that, and we're multiplying the bottom right now, when we do that, we're going to get 9 here. And right here, we're going to get, well, gee, the square root of 2 times the negative square root of 2. That gives us negative 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. One of them's negative, so it's negative. And then these other two that are left, they're going to cancel out. One of them is going to give us negative 3 times the square root of 2, and the other one's going to be positive 3 times the square root of 2. Those two are going to cancel each other out. And then we just need to combine these two. Now notice, this one right here is the square of this first term. It's these two 3's multiplied. And this one right here, well, it's negative, and it will always be negative. And it's the square root of 2 squared. It's these two terms being multiplied by each other. So in the next video, we're just going to use the pattern. So what do we have here? On the bottom of our fraction, we now have 9 minus 2, which is 7. And let's take a look at the top of our fraction now. We can just distribute for that. And when we do, well, gee, multiplying by 1 isn't going to change anything here. So 1 times 3 is 3. And 1 times negative square root of 2 would be negative square root of 2. And it doesn't reduce, so there is our fully simplified form.